Let's look at what we can do with differential feed and making some gathers. First, remember I talked about changing our differential feed. If we change it to 2, that means that the front feed dog is feeding twice as fast as that back feed dog, so it's going to jam fabric in there and create a gather. But to get really good gathers, we have to make some other changes, like we're going to change our tensions. We're going to take our needle tensions up to 6, between 5 and 6. We're going to take our upper and lower loopers down to about 2. So once you have those changes done, there's one more change. We're going to take our stitch length to between 4 and 5. Play with these settings and find what you're comfortable with. The reason is those needle tensions are going to make it gather more, the stitch length helps it gather more, and our differential feed is going to feed this twice as fast. So let's go ahead and let's start our ruffle. When you do this, gently hold the fabric. Don't pull it. Let the machine make the ruffle and just guide the fabric. And there you go. You have a ruffle. Now, this machine also has an optional accessory that is a gathering foot. We're going to use these settings, but we're going to use the gathering foot as well, because what that allows you to do is to make the ruffle and attach it at the same time. So let's go get into our goodie box of feet and get ready to attach a ruffle. We're going to look at using the gathering foot, and as we go through this, we're going to look at using a lot more accessories too. See, you know how they say diamonds are a girl's best friend? Well, they're kind of wrong. A sewing girl's best friends are accessory feet. I'll take the diamonds too though. But we're going to have a good time using all of these accessory feet as we learn to use our serger. So let's go ahead and look for the gathering foot, which is labeled G. What the gathering foot lets me do is gather and attach at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the foot. Just push the little button on the back of the shank, lift, turn sideways, and pull it out. And set that foot aside. That's your standard foot. And this is our gathering foot. We're going to go ahead and attach it the same way that you would attach the other feet. You're going to go ahead and raise that up a little bit, turn it sideways, and then adjust it so that you don't hit your needles. And then go ahead and snap it in place. Okay, to use the gathering foot, we're going to use the same settings that we use to gather without the gathering foot. And the bottom layer is what's going to be gathered because it's going to be on the differential, or it's going to be on the feet with the differential feet. The top layer is not going to gather. I'm going to go ahead and start this layer for a second. This layer is going to slide into this little guide right here. And because it's not touching the feed dogs, it's not going to gather. It's going to just attach. So let's go ahead and slide that into the guide. And I'm going to go ahead and start sewing. And all you have to do is keep this in the guide as you sew and let the machine do the gathering. And what you have is a ruffle attached to your base fabric in, one fell swoop, basically. All right, let's go ahead and look at what else we can do with our 4 thread. I'm going to go ahead and change our settings now back to the standard settings. Your differential feed should be on 1. Your stitch length should be right about 3. And if you want to know a quick way to change the tension settings on your serger, just turn the dial on the side to select a different stitch and then turn it back to the 4 thread. We're going to look at using some decorative thread now. So let's take off our gathering foot and put it away until we use it for a project. And let's put our standard foot back on and we're going to load up with some decorative thread.